Okay, for this particular lesson we're going to look at the spot removal tool in Lightroom. So once again we have to be in the develop mode, and the spot removal tool is this second one here. So last time we looked at the crop tool, now we're looking at the spot removal tool. So when I click on the spot removal tool, just want to switch that off for a minute. When I click on the spot removal tool and come into the picture, my cursor changes to a little target. Basically it becomes what we call a brush. You see that we have a new menu down here and it says brush, and we're going to heal, and this is the size of the brush here. But don't worry about the size. All you want to do is bring your brush over where you see a bit of dirt, which is a big lump of it here, and you make your brush slightly bigger than it and then click on the brush and it will remove it. But there's a couple of things that it's worth thinking about. Whenever you're doing pictures like this, if you're using a camera like a Nikon or a Canon DSLR, it's very likely that you're going to get little bits of dirt inside in the camera, which will appear in your pictures. But you're not going to see them in here. In the dark areas of your pictures, you're not going to see them. Where you are going to see them is in the skies, and it's not unusual to see people have printed pictures and there are little round circles or little bits of dust in the sky. So on this one I can see one here and I can see one here. But what I want to do is actually look at this picture really big. And over here, up in the top left-hand corner, the navigator, it currently says fit. I'm going to change that to 1:1. So when I go 1:1, I'm looking at the picture fully in this section here. I'm looking at the picture fully magnified. And if you look over here, I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, but there's a little square, and if I click in it and move it, I'm effectively moving around the picture itself on the big screen. So I'm going to start in the top corner. When I look in the top corner, I can see a big lump of dirt here. I'm going to go back over here and move this along, and I can see another piece of dirt here. And if I move along, I'll be able to see another one here. And if I'm so on and so on, and I can see two in that section, big lump of dirt in the bottom there. And if I come across, there's another one. So we've got 5 or 6 of them. Well, we've got 4 or 5 of them at least. But the spot healing brush has a really nifty little trick, because you mightn't always see them. And down underneath the picture here, there is this thing that says visualize spots. And if we click on the visualize spots, it changes our picture effectively into a negative. But the spots become really clear. Like if you look at this one here, if I switch it off again, okay, now we can see it, but when we put on the visualize spots, it's very clear it's there. And then other ones that we might not really see, and switch that off again, there's one here which you might not be able to see. But when I put on the visualize spots, there's the first one, and then there's another one just here. And actually there's another little circle there. And whenever you see those round little circles, there's one there, that's actually dirt on the lens. Okay, so, or dirt on the sensor, should I say. So now by going back over to the navigator, I'm going to put this picture up in the top corner. This little selector up in the top corner over here, and now I'm looking at the different spots. Now I have to make the spots, I have to make the brush bigger or smaller to the spot. So I literally go over the spot. On this one I'm going to make it smaller so as it's just bigger than the spot. Now you can make it bigger and smaller by using the bracket keys. Right makes it bigger and left makes it smaller. And all you have to do is go over each of these, make sure the brush is big enough. So for this one I have to make it bigger and click. and this is a smaller one, so I make it smaller and click, and I've done everything. Oh, there's one here which I didn't see. Click, and then I go over to the navigator and move it along, and see, now I see another one here, so I'll just make the brush a little bit bigger and click, and there's one there. Click. Again, I'm going to move the navigator to move it along further, and there's another one. Click, and we'll go right to the edge, and there's another one. Whoops, there. So we'll take it out, and it's actually showing you when you take it out, you'll get two circles on the screen. One is where you hit it, and the other is where it has taken the repair from. So we'll go down the bottom here. I don't see any there. I do see a big one down here. This big white blob, I happen to know, is a big bit of dirt. So we'll just go and click on it. And we'll come back along over the top of Dún Briste there. And I don't think we see any more. That could be one down there. So we'll just take it out just in case. That one there. Okay, so we're done. So now I just click done. And now I can go and check using the hand. I can look around and see, do I see any more? Now sometimes you might find that you just happen to miss one. We've missed one there. And it could be that even, oh, well, no, I was going to say with the visualized spots that it didn't see it, but it did. There it is, very clearly. And I'm going to click on it again. So basically that is how you clean your photograph. There's another one that we missed. So I'm just going to go back in again. And yes, it does show, it's just we missed it on the way by. So it's worth checking and double checking, but it's quite a simple tool to operate. And when you're finished, you simply, oh, we just missed another one in there. You simply press done. And if we put this back to fit, we can see the whole picture, and it certainly looks a lot cleaner than it did when we started.